Hi, I'm Ellen.
And I'm Eric.
And this is I Love That. And this is a podcast that we're doing for our son Jack, who's 21 years old, and he's an only child. And he was born 27 weeks. And we decided that we were going to go through this box of awesome questions from Tails.com. And it's a life story interview kit. It has 150 questions, and we are going to answer all of them to the best of our knowledge. Basically, we're just telling stories of our lives, our families' lives, all that good stuff. So,
we're not sponsored by them. We're not being paid by them.
No.
We just thought it was a cool thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, I got this interview kit, I think, for Christmas, and it's been a year of trying to do this, of trying to start it, but we finally are getting there, and we're finally doing it. And yeah, we have 150 questions to go through, so
right.
We got to start going.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're not getting any younger. We're not spring chickens. Do you want to tell people why your hand looks like that?
Oh, because
in case people are worried.
Because I was painting. This is all paint, and it won't come off.
It's spray paint.
It's spray paint, yeah.
Right.
I was painting one of my 3D models, and I had a glove on. And then when I went to move it, I took the glove off, and it slipped and hit my hand. So it got paint all over.
Yeah, it looks like he's got some horrifying disease, but he does not. Just in case, people are like, oh my God, what's going on?
Because you can't see it when I pet Belle.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is Bella. Oh, she's our old dog. You can't really see her, but she's our old dog. And we have two puppies, Rocco and Chibi, and they are locked up in the hole where they have to go because they bark so much at every possible thing. So, you can follow us on all the socials at ilovethat.jackscrib. And that's also for YouTube. You can watch us on ilovethat.jackscrib. And you can email us at ilovethat@jackscrib.com. Jack's Crib is Jack's website that Eric and I made when Jack was born, because he was born so early. People who weren't living in Long Beach, who couldn't come and actually see him, wanted updates. So we made a website and updated it as much as we could while Jack was in the hospital for 2.5 months.
Right.
Before he came home. So we decided to tack on Jack's Crib because we couldn't find I Love That anywhere that was free. So that's why it's .Jack's Crib. So in case anyone's wondering. So anyway, do you want to get to it?
Sure.
All right.
The next question is, what are some of your earliest memories?
Oh my gosh. Do you want to start
Sure.
this one?
Sure. My earliest memories are at Grandma's, because until I was in kindergarten, we would get up every morning and drive in from Shelby, drop me off at Grandma's, and then Mom would go to work, and then she'd pick me up after work, and we'd pick Dad up and go back home to Shelby. So I didn't have a lot of time in Shelby, and even on the weekends, we'd come into Grandma's or Aunt Eileen's. So yeah, I can remember eating bread and gravy. I can remember making hamburger with our own grinder.
With your meat grinder.
Yeah. I remember one that stands out to me for some reason. There was this old Western doll, like a G.I. Joe doll, but it was Johnny West.
Oh.
And I had him, and I had the horse and the wagon.
Oh.
That he pulled.
Okay.
There was a covered wagon.
Oh.
And I remember Grandma, we put him in the hallway, and then we went to the other side of the hall, or went down the hallway a little bit, laid on the ground, and shot it like it was up at him.
Oh.
I remember that.
And it
turned out really cool. Yeah. It turned out, it looked like the camera, which it was right by the wheel of the wagon
Right.
and was shooting up at him. It was pretty neat. And
that's cool.
I remember when we got him developed, I was so excited.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I remember the picture was so neat. And for whatever reason, that stands out.
Well, I mean, it meant something to you.
Yeah. And apparently. I remember Match Game and
watching Match Game.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else we watched.
Did you watch Love American Style? I was on kind of late, but we watched that, I remember.
Yeah, all mine was daytime game shows and stuff.
Sure. Oh, because you were over at your grandma's house.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
So that had to be some of my first memories.
3 or
I remember
4.
Is at grandma's, yeah.
What about some of your first memories that you're like, do you remember big Christmases or?
I've seen pictures of big Christmases.
Right.
Huge.
So you form memories out of the picture.
Right. It's not a true memory. It's a kind of I remember that. I remember seeing that.
Right.
But yeah, there were big Christmases where my great aunt and uncle, Bea and Harold from Des Moines, would come in. Grandma and Grandpa Shelley would come in out to Shelby. And I remember a lot of people being around. And I remember Atlantic. There was always a family reunion. And I remember those from pretty young.
Like
there
were Carstensen? Or
it was the Jewel side. But yeah.
Wow.
So the majority of Elkhorn,
Iowa?
Elkhorn, Iowa.
Right.
Were somehow related to.
Oh.
Might be distant, but there's a lot of Jewels in that town.
That's crazy.
And Johansson's.
So that's from your dad's side.
Yeah, that's all from my dad's side.
Okay.
Everything around Elkhorn. But Atlantic, because Atlantic was south and it was a big town of Elkhorn and Kimballton in Iowa, that I had a lot of uncles and cousins, distant cousins that were a lot older than me that were like doctors.
Oh, sure.
Several doctors.
Just people you didn't really ever know.
Right. I remember, the names Uncle Aner, and I kind of remember him. He was funny, and I remember a lot of laughing. A lot of joking around and a lot of goofing around with the kids and making them laugh and stuff like that.
That's cool.
So, yeah, I came from a big family, but just
we ended up with a small family.
Yeah. Which is cool. I like it this way.
Oh, me too. Yeah, I don't mind it. Is that all you have?
Yeah, those are
my first. That's it? You're just going to keep it short? Okay.
But,
all right. Well, I mean, that was really short, so that's all right.
Well, those are my first memories.
Okay. Well, cool. I mean, I didn't have any time to really think about this. But, I mean, unfortunately, a lot of my first memories are with John Rapley in Arizona.
Sure.
When we had to go and stay with him. Like, the custody agreement was that we had to go stay with him for a month every year, every summer. And we stayed with him in Arizona, in Yuma, and a lot of my memories are from that. Or, probably, like you said, memories that, people have told stories, like about how I got bit by a dog when I was 3. And that was in Yuma. It was July 4th. So it would have been probably 1970 or so. Yeah. And my dad had a restaurant that I don't know if he owned it or if he just ran it. I'm not sure. I feel like he owned it. And it was on a dock, kind of like a pier, very small, on the Colorado River. And there were a million people there. And there was a Doberman on a leash with a guy. And John, my brother, told me that people were just no problem petting him, just petting. And that when I got up there, I was exactly the same height as the dog's face. And I reached my hand up, and he just took a chunk out of my face. So, supposedly rushed to the hospital. John tells me that John Rapley took me to a vet because that was all that was open. And that's who stitched me up, which I know is bullshit. But that's John's funny story that he likes to tell. But my dad told my mom that it was a plastic surgeon who did it, which was not true. And the dog didn't have its rabies shots. So they had to put it to sleep and check its brain or whatever they do. But in the meantime, I was only 33 pounds. I was tiny. So right away, I had to start getting rabies shots in my stomach. And I was allergic to them, and I broke out in hives. And then I got the flu. And then guess what? My dad brought me home. So that was awesome, I guess, for my mom. And the next time that I went there, I stepped on a big chunk of wood that went into my foot.
I was just going to ask, didn't you come home with a big sliver one time?
Yeah, it was like a big sliver that he said he got out. And I remember the horror of the picking out of the sliver. I mean, I remember being a kid, and it was just always so traumatic.
Right.
Having a fucking sliver.
Yeah.
Because you had to have like surgery. Your mom or dad gave you surgery. It was terrible. So I remember the surgery, the John Rapley surgery. And he said he got it all out. He put the new skin over it and everything. And then by the time I got home a month later, I couldn't walk. So I did have to have surgery in real hospital. And they took a size of a toothpick out of my tiny foot.
Wow.
Yeah. You believe that shit? I know. He's like, oh, yeah, it's no problem. Oh, no, there's a toothpick in her tiny 4-year-old foot. Ugh, terrible. But, and I remember John, my brother. I remember there's a lot of memories with John because we were alone a lot because it was the 70s and no one gave a shit where we were. I remember going to the beach with him, the big beach, walking down the hill, across 2nd Street, across Ocean, just in my little, 5-year-old bikini with a towel, walking across these huge streets with my brother who's 6 years older than me, so still a child, going to the beach. They had actual waves because I don't think breakwater was there yet. So we had some big waves that came in. My parents didn't know we were there.
No.
They didn't care. Even if they knew, well, I don't know. Maybe they would have cared.
It's fine.
You're fine. There's lifeguards.
Yep.
So I do remember Billy Lincoln, my first boyfriend. I remember him being over, and he was in kindergarten with me. And I remember him being over, and we were looking at each other's, things in my closet. And I guess Billy's mom called my mom when he got home, and she said, Billy didn't come home with any underwear on. And my mom was like, excuse me? These kids are 4 or 5. I was probably 5. And so we had to, spill the beans that we were sneaking peeks at each other's private parts, 5-year-old private parts, which I remember Jack getting in trouble for as well.
Yeah.
At Kids Campus. He and Lauren Grasmick.
Yep.
Remember?
Yep.
They did the same thing. I'm sure he'd be horrified that we're telling you this. But hey man, gotta tell stories about our kid. Every possible thing he's ever done is gonna be here in this podcast. So hopefully he can just deal with it. He's got a good sense of humor, so he'll be all good. But yeah, a lot of those are my first memories. Wow. So, there were some good big Christmases. I got a drum set, like a kid drum set one year for Christmas. And I always got hamsters. Like, they were the kind of parents that would put out big presents.
Right.
Unwrapped presents. So hamsters and a drum set. And I remember one year we got a ping pong table. So it was like, it was some neat stuff. I feel like even though John tortured me, I feel like I had a good childhood, mostly up until, my teenage years. So until Dave left too when I was 10. So, but yeah, I remember some good stuff too.
Yeah.
Good fun stuff.
Yeah.
So it's hard to know what are actual memories and what are you making up from pictures that you're looking at, like you in your little sailor suit in there, like you don't remember that.
Oh my gosh. So I do remember the birthday cakes.
Oh yeah.
My great Aunt B would would bake a cake every year on my birthday. And there's that one picture of me holding it. It's a rocket.
Yeah, it's a rocket.
That was when the Apollo missions were going.
Oh yeah.
And that was all the rage. And yeah.
You're just sitting on the table with your rocket cake.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
And I don't remember actually doing it, but I remember the picture.
Right.
I kind of remember the picture. I don't know if I remember it being taken or if I'm just imagining.
Right. So, it's hard. Our memories are definitely, I'm sure very disjointed and.
Oh yeah. I've got a ton, but I couldn't put them in chronological order.
Oh my gosh, no. I couldn't tell you. I remember us doing, I was so young. My brother is 6 years older than me. And I remember us doing puzzles. And I remember taking a piece and sitting on it, make sure I had a piece, because I was horrible at puzzles. I was 5, but I remember Dave making donuts, like actual donuts in a deep fryer, and then powdered sugar on them. Oh my gosh. They were so good. Like the ones you get at CHI Center. Oh my gosh. Oh, I do remember that. So I remember family stuff in the dining room. But so I do remember some fun stuff. I remember sitting up on top of the stairs, at the top of the stairs when my parents would have parties. We weren't allowed to go down. So we would just sit there on top of the stairs and listen, watch people walk by.
My Uncle Walt, when he died at the table, and he just went face first.
What?
Into his plate.
Were you there?
I don't know. I think so.
God.
I think so.
Oh
I can remember them. I can remember Uncle Walt and Aunt Anna coming to our house. They lived in Shelby. They lived right down the street.
Oh, okay.
On the opposite end of the street. So
okay.
They would come down all the time. And in fact, I've reached out to distant cousins on Ancestry.
Oh, yeah.
And a couple of them, they're Likes is their last name. And a couple of them still have the last name and they're out in LA. One owned a car dealer.
Oh, wow.
Out in LA.
Oh, that's crazy.
And I talked to his son, and he's running the place now. His name's Mike.
Mike Likey?
Mike Likey.
That's awesome. You should reach out to him and
I did.
You should have conversations with these people.
Talk to back and forth.
Oh, that's cool.
Via chat, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Very neat.
So yeah, finding new people. But back to Uncle Walt.
Yeah. What happened to Uncle Walt?
I don't know if it's so many times I've heard the story and just imagined it.
I've never heard the story.
And picture myself.
Uh-huh.
But I can picture it at our dining room table at Mom and Dad's house because that's
the dining room table.
That's the dining room table that we used. Everybody came to.
Right.
And yeah, I can picture him just going face first. But I don't remember calling an ambulance. I don't remember anything. So I don't think I was there.
Right.
I think it had to be a false memory.
Yeah, sure.
So,
but you probably
because I would have remembered fire trucks and ambulances.
For sure, because you're a little kid.
Yeah.
But I mean, you lived in Shelby.
Right.
So didn't Rod and Margaret do the ambulance?
Yeah, Rod and Margaret.
So they would have been the ones to come to your house.
Right.
And pick him up. Wow. So he just died.
Yeah,
Just died.
It's my grandpa Carstensen died on the golf course, like on the third tee of the Harlan golf course.
Are you kidding?
And yeah, he was dead before he hit the ground.
What?
They teed up, and he was standing there, practice swinging, and just went over.
Oh my God! I mean, if you're gonna go,
Massive heart attack, man. Boom.
Yeah, that's the way to go. Just be done.
Yep.
No suffering. No sitting in a fucking home for years, getting worse.
What? A split second of fear, and that's it.
And that's it. You're done.
Yep.
Boy, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
I gotta say, wow, I didn't know that about
no joke.
either of your people. Wow, that's crazy. I don't have any.
So that would be an early memory.
Death stories. Yeah,
but it's not.
It's not. Oh, that is crazy. Wow.
But
okay.
Yeah.
Well, wow, I didn't know that.
The stories of how they died are
right.
True. Everything else, I'm not sure.
Could be not.
Yeah.
No, I totally get that. I get it.
So.
Well, that was good.
And speaking of Billy, I remember Wendy. She was a year older than me, and I had the biggest crush on her. And they moved, and actually we were
boyfriend, girlfriend.
No, but we did the closet thing.
Oh yeah, you guys looked at each other's privates.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I had the biggest crush on her.
Is she the one that wore the
pretty?
Is she the one that wore the choker?
No.
Okay.
No, that's Keely.
Oh, Keely. Excuse me. Sorry. You have so many girlfriends.
But Wendy moved away like when she was going into second grade, and I think I was going into first. I think is when they moved away. But I found her on Facebook.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I friended her on Facebook, and she's had a hard life.
Oh, has she?
Yeah.
Oh.
You can tell she was beautiful at one time.
Oh, but she's a bar girl, or?
She's a bar girl.
Oh, okay. I mean, whatever. That's what you are.
I mean,
you grew up in a small town.
Probably, maybe they ran upon hard times. You don't know.
Oh God, yeah. I mean,
we turned out a lot better than I thought we would.
Who, you and me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So.
Absolutely, me too. I thought we were going to be.
It looks like they have a nice house, and she's got a couple kids, and
that's cool.
Yeah, it seems like she has a good life.
Yeah, that's Billy. That's Billy too. He's got a good. You know him.
Yeah.
So he's got a great life and
landed on his feet
in Utah, and he has 3 daughters, and now I think 2 grandchildren. One named Jack, of course, because it's such a great name. But yeah, I'm still in touch with him, and you are. You guys ride motorcycles and stuff, so yeah.
Yeah, I remember going to his house, or his mom and dad's house.
It was his house.
Was it his place? With the pool?
Yeah. Oh, that was his parents' house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Jack getting passed around.
Oh my gosh, like he was a doll.
Yeah.
They're just like, pick up. Here, you take him.
Oh, Jack.
Okay. Here, you take him.
Baby Jack.
Baby Jack. I wonder if that's why she named one of
those girls were
her son Jack.
Over him.
I know. Because he looked like a doll.
Yeah.
Literal doll. But yeah. Huh. Wow, that's crazy. Those are crazy stories. I mean, we got off on other stuff, but hey.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No, that's what it's about.
Chit chat.
Yep.
Chitting and chatting. All right. Well.
So I think we're done.
Do you have any other stuff?
Nothing that comes to mind that I.
Me neither. Oh, you know what? I do remember that apparently when John and I got up in the mornings on the weekends, we were loud, I guess. And I remember one morning, my parents' room was here. There was another room here, empty room. My room was here, and John's room was here. And it was upstairs, and there was one bathroom. You know, it was built in the early 1900s, I guess. And I remember my mom and Dave standing out right out there outside our doors, and just being loud, talking loud, blah, 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 being all loud. We come out of our rooms all like, what's going on? They're like, this is what you guys sound like. So we're just letting you know. I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm 5. I don't fucking know what my problem is. Okay, I'll try to do better. I remember also.
I'll forget by the morning.
Exactly. I also remember giving my hamsters a bath.
Oh, wow.
With John. Yeah, my brother, yeah. We did all sorts of horrible stuff when our parents were gone. We would give them, they almost drowned, and then they almost caught on fire because we blow dried them. I mean, they lived, everybody. Don't worry. They lived long enough to chew out of their cages because that's what they did. That's what all my hamsters did. I lost all my That's why I got hamsters every year. Because they always got out. Yeah. No, I feel like it was my fault. Probably it was. Now that thinking back, but you don't know.
Yeah.
I'm such an animal lover now. I didn't know giving a hamster a bath was not a great idea.
Right.
Who knew?
Yeah, you're little.
Yeah. John knew. He knew better. Oh, yeah. John. But, okay, well, anyway, I think that's our show.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Visit us at all of our social medias at ilovethat.jackscrib. You can email us at ilovethat@jackscrib.com. And you can watch us on youtube.com/ilovethat.jackscrib. So we hope that you enjoyed listening to us chat about our lives. And we hope you come back again. We hope maybe someone is inspired to do this themselves for their kids or grandkids. So I guess until next time, this has been I Love That. See you later.
Bye.